So, how's that New Year's resolution treating you?
And it got me thinking, is this really real? You know, my body every day, you know it is.
So in this video, I'll be teaching you about the psychology of New Year's resolutions and how you could potentially maintain your New Year's resolution beyond February. Are you doing more crunches, cutting out the kebabs and spending less time on gaming apps? Many of us in this time of year, between January and February, think it's time to reset, time to set a new year, new me. Many of us this time of year and this period in general, between January and February, will consider the new year, new me. However, and this is one poll from 2017, most people in 2017, 64% of them who have made New Year's resolutions have failed them. And that's 1 in 5 between the 6th of January. 6th of January, last week. Most of you probably watching this video have already failed your New Year's resolution. So why are these many people failing? We've got to remember the history of New Year's resolutions. The Babylonians 4,000 years ago started this process where people would celebrate what they were going to do and support the gods within that coming year in order to appease them. However, their new year started in March and we started in January. And you find that the cold weather and the longer nights make it tougher for you to start a new goal, because especially in the northern hemisphere where it is colder, you're more likely to want to do something that's more comfortable. We've made our homes more comfortable. We made it easier for us to procrastinate and do very little, or perceptually we do what is easier. So 2 processes we use is that we use the one of least effort. So what to us takes the least amount of time, and that doesn't necessarily mean it does take the least amount of time, or it is actually easier, but we perceive that is easier. The other one is to find it fun. Dr. Paddy Ekkekakis, what a name. Don't get me to try and pronounce his real first name because it's a minefield. As Shakespeare would say, it's just Greek to me. Paddy Ekkekakis found out that people will only continue and carry on doing exercise if they find it fun. They only adhere to that program if they find it fun. There is research from other people stating that people may do things if they believe their health is at risk, but some people don't. And one of the reasons why they don't do it is because they don't find that fun. They don't find it exciting. And we will try and do things that we will find fun. And if that is playing on your phone, on your console, they're more likely to do that instead of exercise. Research from Alberta, Canada, found that fat cells within our skin are highly photosensitive. In other words, they are sensitive to blue light and the length of blue light. And in winter, what you generally find is that you store fat, and then in the summer, you lose fat to a certain degree. In men, it can be slightly different. Your weight can vary, especially in men. Your goal is to lose weight roundabout for your New Year's resolution, and you don't feel like you're getting those goals to lose weight. And bearing in mind, you can lose weight any time of the year. I'm not saying that it's impossible in January, it just makes it that much harder because your body is storing the fat. Therefore, it's easier to shed fat during the summer months. Also, many people do is they don't plan their New Year's resolution. They just give out a random resolution. I'm gonna stop smoking. And then they don't stop smoking, and they're like, oh, I can't stop smoking. And then they break down and try and beat themselves up because you probably didn't do what was realistic. I get people, and I'll use this example. I've got someone ask me, can I lose fat or this amount of weight in 3 weeks? And I said to them, it's unrealistic for you. You have to think in months. Your health is a lifelong process. Your health is a lifelong process. This is the start. And we're all fascinated in trying to get them done quickly. It won't happen. You have to think of it over a long period of time. You're playing the long game. As Paddy Ekkekakis said, you're more likely to do the exercise if you find it fun. And let's be honest, we're more likely to do it if we enjoy it. And these things, they might be difficult at first, but you can trick your brain into thinking that you like them. Exercise in itself, you release pleasure hormones or serotonin and other pleasure hormones, and they wrap themselves around the neuron head. And so in theory, you should be able to get enjoyment, to enjoy exercise, because your body is naturally adapted to do it. Now, for many people, they don't, and probably the reason why they don't enjoy exercise is because they got bad past memories of exercise. This trauma then affects their way they think about exercise. So when they start doing exercise, they think it's going to be boring. And as a result, it's boring. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We must not lose the fact that you can adjust this process. You can go in there and trick the mind in thinking, weights. I will enjoy weights. This is what I need to do. Now you can do what they call cognitive, using certain words or taught that is personal to you yourself, cognitive reaffirmation. So you're trying to alter what you think is boring and try and change that in your mind. So the reason why people find exercise boring is because they're not doing the right exercise for them. I'm going to give an example. And it's not just exercise, it's nutrition and health and sleep. They're all interlinked. For example, if your goal is to replace chocolate with healthier snacks and salads, try branching out with your ingredients. Throw some nuts in there. If you find salad boring, bang, whack those nuts in. Or fruit, just do something different to that would help you enjoy that. Or alternatively, choose a food that you do enjoy to eat. Just lay off the burgers and all that shit, basically. How can we cognitively reaffirm foods? Let's take chocolate, for instance. Yes, good one, chocolate. So I have with me this lovely bar of chocolate. And no, my face has not become a chocolate bar. And as you can see it, if I was to open this up, this succulent brown thing. Now, it's very sweet. These are all things that we think are positive. Let's change that. This is fattening. This is the thing that's affecting you. It's making you feel sluggish. Imagine how sluggish you eat after you've eaten this. Imagine eating the whole bar of this. And it's giving you those extra fat cells. It's preventing you from achieving your goal. And now I look at it that way. Remember the way I feel about it afterwards. And now I look at it, it's like, ugh. Why do I want that? Stay there. Stay on my sofa. Get away. I'm going to stick down the black sack later. Psychopath? I didn't mean that. Chanel Selden, who's definitely not a psychopath, a psychotherapeutic expert, or a psychotherapeutic counselor, sorry, not an expert, psychotherapeutic counselor. Definitely not a psychopath, psychotherapeutic counselor. And she explains that attaching pleasure to a resolution can help you achieve your goals. And this can be done through many ways, through rewards, receiving praise from others, because after all, we are social beings and we like to receive praise. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we are doing really good stuff. And then we want to achieve and carry on with that resolution. This is because it gives us pride in ourselves.